Top 5 largest cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies are a tidbit for cybercriminals. They come up with many ways to steal, and it is extremely difficult for victims to get back what they stole. Some hackers manage to make big profits after their attacks. Crypto exchanges and other organizations dealing with crypto lose tens and sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars. In this video, we've compiled the top 5 largest thefts in the history of cryptocurrencies. Story number 1. On the night of September 25 to 26, 2020, the security team at Singapore cryptocurrency exchange KuCoin discovered a series of anomalous transactions from several hot wallets in its system. To stop the suspicious transactions, specialists transferred all remaining funds from the hot wallets to the cold ones. About 2 hours passed from the moment the incident was detected until it was over. During this time, the attackers managed to withdraw about $285 million from the exchange and several cryptocurrencies. An investigation into what happened revealed that the criminals were able to access the secret keys to the exchange's hot wallets. Lazarus Group, a North Korean megacorporation, is suspected of the heist. The suspicion fell on it because of the method of withdrawal of stolen funds used by the criminals. A multi-stage algorithm was used to launder the loot. First, the thieves ran equal amounts of money through cryptomixers, a tool that allows users to mix their cryptocurrency with large amounts of other funds to make transactions harder to trace, and then they transferred the cryptocurrency through decentralized platforms. This major theft was not the end for the crypto exchange. The next day, KuCoin CEO Johnny Liu held a live broadcast in which he promised customers a full refund of what was stolen. Johnny Liu kept his word. In November of that year, in his Twitter account, he reported that 84% of the stolen amount was returned to the owners. The remaining 16% was covered by KuCoin's insurance fund. Story number 2. Next on our top list is the theft using a vulnerability in the Wormhole blockchain bridge, a protocol that allows information to be transferred between different blockchains. The attackers were helped to commit the crime by a piece of code that the platform's developers themselves put out into the public domain. But first things first. Wormhole is a tool designed to facilitate cryptocurrency transactions. Specifically, it allows you to give tokens in the Ethereum network and get tokens in the Solana network in return. Technically, the exchange happens in the following way: tokens are frozen in one chain, and so-called wrapped tokens of the same value are issued in the other. That said, Wormhole is an open-source project that has its own repository on GitHub. Shortly before the theft, the developers had posted code in this repository that was supposed to fix one of the system's vulnerabilities. However, attackers exploited the vulnerability before the changes took effect. The bug allowed the criminals to bypass transaction validation on the Solana blockchain side and release 120,000 wrapped ETH, about $334 million, without freezing equivalent funds on the Ethereum blockchain side. The criminals transferred 2/3 of the total amount to the Ethereum wallet and used the remainder to buy other tokens. Representatives of Wormhole publicly approached the attackers with a request to return the stolen money and detail the exploit for a reward of $10 million. The offer was ignored. The very next day after the theft, a message appeared on the official Wormhole Twitter account saying that all the stolen funds had been recovered and the bridge was still working. Jump Trading, which had bought the Wormhole developers 6 months before the incident, helped to close the financial hole. The identities of the burglars remain unknown to this day. Story number 3. The history of NFTS started back in 2007. Back then it was a platform for exchanging cards from the game Magic: The Gathering. 3 years later, amid the growing popularity of cryptocurrencies, American Jed McCaleb, owner of the site, decided to turn it into a cryptocurrency exchange, but in 2011 he sold the service to French developer Marc Carpeles. Just 2 years after that, NFTS was trading about 70% of the world's Bitcoin volume. The rapid rise was followed by a crushing collapse. On February 7, 2014, the exchange suddenly completely blocked Bitcoin withdrawals. The company attributed this to internal technical problems. Outraged customers began to gather at the NFTS headquarters in Tokyo, demanding their money back. No response was forthcoming. Surprisingly, the Mt. Gox heist began back in 2011. Then unknown hackers seized the secret keys to the exchange's hot wallet and began gradually siphoning bitcoins from it. By 2013, the criminals had withdrawn 630,000 BTC to their accounts. The story of the exchange ended already on February 28, when Mark Karpelès declared bankruptcy and announced that the company lost about 750,000 BTC belonging to customers and about 100,000 more of its own bitcoins due to the imperfection of the system. The dollar amount stolen is cited as about $480 million, the value of the total number of stolen tokens at the exchange's exchange rate the day before it declared bankruptcy. However, during the time after Mt. Gox stopped trading and before it was declared bankrupt, Bitcoin sagged significantly. If you calculate at the exchange rate as of February 6th, the day before the exchange actually closed, the damage would amount to $660 million. However, both figures are very tentative. They do not take into account the fact that the theft extended over several years, during which the rate was constantly changing. That's why it's difficult to calculate the exact amount of damage in this case. How is that even possible? According to former employees, the company's management was rather negligent in many important matters. There were serious problems with the financial accounting on the exchange. Furthermore, Mt. Gox did not thoroughly check the quality and security of the code. For example, version control solutions were not used. Prosecutors charged Mt. Gox owner Mark Karpelès with embezzling about $3 million that belonged to exchange customers. However, they failed to prove it in court. As a result, Mark Karpelès was sentenced in 2019 to 2 years and 6 months probation for data manipulation, but was acquitted on other charges. Story number 4. Coincheck is one of Japan's largest cryptocurrency exchanges. In 2018, criminals managed to steal more than 500 million NEM tokens from it for almost the same amount in dollars. The company did not provide details about the attack by the attackers and stated that its security system was reliable. However, some experts believe that criminals could have gained access to the secret keys of Coincheck's hot wallets with the help of malware embedded on one of the computers in the company's office. The criminals also created their own resource where they started to sell NEMs for bitcoins and other cryptocurrencies at a 15% discount. As a result, the rate of NEM greatly decreased. The criminals managed to seriously confuse the investigation and Coincheck lost almost $500 million, which, however, did not lead to the closure of the exchange. The criminals could not be tracked down. The exchange had to suspend the operation for a while and promised to compensate the clients from their own funds. Story number 5. The Ronin Network platform was created by Sky Mavis specifically for the blockchain game Axie Infinity, primarily to buy the in-game cryptocurrency Smooth Love Potion, SLP. At the end of March 2022, unknown attackers withdrew a record $540 million worth of cryptocurrency from Ronin. Spyware and the magic of social engineering helped. The criminals conducted a targeted attack on Sky Mavis employees. As a result, they managed to get in touch with one of the company's senior engineers, most likely via LinkedIn. He went through all the stages of selection and received an offer in the form of a PDF file which contained spyware. This gave the robbers the ability to compromise the 4 secret keys of the network's validators. The attackers needed approval from at least 5 of the 9 validators to access the company's assets. As we said earlier, they were able to obtain 4 keys using spyware. They obtained another key due to the negligence of a company that did not revoke the approval of transfers from the autonomous decentralized Axie DAO. Sky Mavis, however, quickly recovered from the incident. In June 2022, it relaunched the blockchain platform and began compensating players for stolen funds. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, a thumbs up would be really appreciated. Here's your reminder to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon for more on the latest technologies and trends. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more from NFTS Up You.